Welcome back. This is part of our Unit 6 review, again, in the Practice of Statistics, 6th edition, updated 6th edition. This is going to be free response question number 2. The link to this packet, of course, is in the description of the video and on Canvas if you're in my class. All right, let's get started. According to a 2016 Pew Research Center report, 73% of American adults have read a book in the previous 12 months. The estimate was based on a random sample of 1,520 American adults. Construct and interpret a 90% confidence interval for the proportion of all American adults who have read a book in the previous 12 months. And of course, you wouldn't know that it's a one sample Z interval, so you have to use some process of elimination and figure out, well, which one of these intervals am I going to use? Now, luckily, we're in Unit 6, so we've only learned 2. It's either a one sample Z interval or a 2 sample. And you can already know, well, we only have one sample here, a random sample of 1520. So it's going to be one sample. So if you need to look at the hints there, this is the state plan do conclude. Pause the video, try to see if you can get everything. And what I'm going to put on here is what would be expected for a scoring guideline. All right, pause the video and try it on your own. All right, hopefully you've got a chance to try the interval and check it out. Let's just check the numbers real quick. I bet you want to know, is my interval right? And it should be between these two percentages. So let's go through and see what you need. Only reporting the interval and interpreting it is going to maximum get you 2 points on a free response question. We want to get all 4 points. So we're going to follow kind of loosely the state plan do conclude model. First, I like to name the interval from the onset. You're not going to be told what the interval is, but this is a one sample Z interval for P, where P should be defined. Always define it. The true proportion of American adults who have read a book in the past 12 months. We're given our 90% confidence interval. Now, if you don't know what the Z star is off the top of your head, the nice thing about table B is it gives you all the common ones. So I'm going to look at table B here and look at the very bottom row, and there it is, 1.645. Our P hat is given to us. That was the sample proportion. That's our point estimate, 0.73. We do want to check our conditions. So in the problem, it said a random sample of 1520 adults was taken. We can be rest assured that 1520 is less than 10% of the American adults. Since we're sampling without replacement, we need to include that. And we do have to check our large counts condition for the normal curve. Remember, the purpose of doing this one is to get the normal distribution and be able to build a sampling distribution around our standard or our point estimate. So we have our large counts, 1520 times the 73%, and 1520 times 1 minus 73%, which is 27%. Both of them are very large, much bigger than 10, but you got to state all 3 of these. The next thing is our interval. Now you can get your standard error formula from your formula sheet. We can calculate our interval here, and we want to get a low end and high end. And the nice thing about most of your scoring guidelines is you can probably get away with just reporting the interval and not necessarily needing all the calculations work. So we want to get to here is you want to go to stat, tests, and this is actually a one prop Z interval. So one prop Z int. You're going to go to A. Your X value is your successes, the large counts for the NP, which is 1109.6. If you haven't calculated that, you could also do 1520 times 0.73. And you have to put a whole number in there, so always round up. So I would just say 1110. Your N value is your sample size, 1520. And I want to bump that down to 90% because 95 is the default, but 90% is what we're working with here. And we'll go to calculate. And that should be consistent with what I calculated using the formula. So you want to make sure you report your interval. That is the most important part on the do part. And then finally, to summarize it, we are 90% confident that the true proportion of American adults who have read a book in the last 12 months is between 0.711 and 0.749. So always summarize at the end by using that interpretation of the interval. Thanks for watching. We'll go over FRQ number 3 next.